going on, you guys? Slumpy here with First or Last Gaming, and we're here with
Tristan Bridges.
Nice. And what place did you get today?
I got 4th place.
Nice. And what deck were you playing?
I played Superheavy Samurai.
All right. What made you decide to play that for this event?
This version of the deck is very resilient through hand traps, and I knew that there would be like 12 to 15 hand traps in other people's decks. So I just wanted to play something that could consistently play through hand traps. And so a lot of people go, oh, well, Superheavy lies to like 1 or 2 hand traps. And like that's been all over Twitter for the last 2 weeks. And that is false. They need 2 to 3 hand traps every time. And even then you can still put up a board. So that's why I chose to play Superheavy Samurai.
Nice. Before we get into the video, do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, big shout outs, First or Last Gaming, Team Jobber, and Gem. Another big shout outs to my boys Logan, Griff, Seeps. They all helped me test for the deck. This deck idea was Logan's. He literally texted the chat at like 4 in the morning and he said, guys, I've got the combo. And we were like, okay, what is it? He sends the replay. I was like, okay. I was like, that looks all right. Then I start playing against him and it was like 0-20 and I decided I had to play this deck because of that. So yeah, that's why I chose to play it.
Nice. Let's go ahead and get into the deck for
Yep. So super basic here, triple Wakashi, triple Soul Piercer, triple Bike, and triple Wagon or Wagon, whatever you want to call it. This one is one of the best ones, or not one of the best ones, one of the worst ones. And you see a lot of lists. They try to cut it to 2, but the issue is when you draw the games where you can't play, you're gonna wish that this existed in your deck, because even if it gets ogred, even if it gets anything, at least like you gave yourself a shot to play. So I decided on 3 Wagon for consistency. I just didn't play a lot when I only played these 11, so I just needed the consistency. And so that's standard. 2 Big Benki, standard. Scale, Soul Booster, standard. I don't play horns. It's only really good with the level 12 guy, so yeah. I played 1 stealthy because I wanted an extender in my combo. There's a point where I get nibbed, and sometimes I need the extra body if I don't want to use my pendulum summon. And so this was just a free summon every time, so I decided on this one. I did not ever use the effect to set something from my opponent's grave. And then this is where the deck's different. We play 3 Soul Peacemaker. This card is the nuts. So I was like, when I first saw the deck, I was like, well, we should be playing at least 2 of this card. And then Logan goes, no, bro, we need to play 3. And I didn't really understand at first, but this card, 1 card combo can end on like the 10 and the 8 and your Scarecrow, or you could do Baron, you can do a bunch of different things. The other thing is that when you get drolled, this is the card you want to have, because then you can do the rest of your combo, which our combo was Omega, search off Lambda, you rip 2 from the hand from the Omega, you make Bestial, Disbatter, and you have Regulus. And so that's why we chose to play that. It was great. I would definitely recommend you play 3 Soul Piercer, or else you're going to lose the droll every time, Twitter. I play the 1 Driver because this card's crazy, with 3 Gamma. These cards are nuts. I only Gammaed 1 person on my turn 1 where I went Bike, they went Ash, I went Gamma. That only happened once. 3 Ash, 3 Droll, Logan. Yeah, I'm not even gonna explain that, that's obvious. 3 Ogre, okay. And then I also did 3 Veiler. So the difference in Logan and I's list was that I chose to play Veiler over Mourner, because the interaction that I was looking for against Kashtira was that I wanted to Veiler the effect straight up, because if they were able to go Unicorn, you Mourner it, they link it off or whatever, they Xyz it away and they bring it back with Birth, then they get to search again. I just didn't want them to ever have that value. Also, I really like this card with Nibiru, because I can let them go off a little bit, then I can just Veiler the card, wait for them to go off a little bit more, and then I can nib them safely. With Mourner, I kind of have to make the call on the summon, and I didn't like that. Maybe because I just didn't know the decision on that, but this card just made it easier. I do like how Mourner interacts with Purely in the draw phase. So if Purely becomes really popular, it might switch to that, but for today, Veiler was really good. I did one Kaiju, Jizukiro, because you can search it. Regulus, card's nice. 2 Fenrir only. So I was on 3. I think this card's really good in this deck because if you like, there's moments where you'll draw hands like this, where it's just like Fenrir and 4 hand traps. Fenrir control, yeah. And the crazy thing is this wins the game for some reason. It makes no sense, but these with this is crazy. And so that's why I was at 3 because I was like, oh, if I brick, but I have Fenrir, I can do that. But my thing is I wanted more hand traps because I was considering cutting Droll, and I just didn't want to cut Droll from my deck, knowing there was gonna be a lot more super heavies in the room. And since they only play 1 Soul Peacemaker, this is just a blowout to them. So yeah, 2 Fenrir, and that's 40 in the main deck.
Did it ever come up to where you nipped your opponent, you had a Veiler to be able to make the Super Heavy Samurai Synchro?
No, but it did in Tester. So my side deck, 2 Kurikara. This is for the decks where I need to break it, like a Rise Heart and stuff. This card's crazy. In the mirror, in a simplified game state, if you're doing a Fenrir battle, you can just sack their Fenrir, and this kind of gives you the tempo swing. I really like that card. I also sided 3 Nibiru. Yeah, this card is my favorite card in the side deck. I summoned it 6 times today. They would just overcommit into it, and I would just hit them. Or this with Veiler can just pretty much beat any board. So I just wait. So yeah, never really good. I did 4 Bestials. The cool thing in this deck is that you can side in 2 of these, and then you can make 2 level 10s in your combo. And if you pen the Magnema, you can use the Magnema to search this, right? So it just has it adds a lot of layers to your deck. And also, just branded decks in general, you want these cards. Rogue decks, some rogue decks, you want these cards. So I decided to play 4. I didn't play Baldric because, like Logan said, you could, when you go Zeus, you can chain Druid Worm, summon the Druid Worm, Zeus clears, Druid Worm answers Zeus immediately. So I might want to go on more on this in the future, but we'll see. But this card was absolutely cracked. I did that play twice today. I played this package.
Okay. So explain what these cards did.
So this one lets me target a monster on my field, target a card on my opponent's side of the field. I summon it and pop them. And then when this card goes to the graveyard, link summon, whatever it is, you can search this card. And this card's a scale 8. So sometimes when you go for this, you don't scale the Wakashi because this is the scale 8 for Wakashi, and you can just pen it back out. And it pops a spell or trap. So this was my out to the Pendulum Magician. Because if you have these, you out it, and you can out an extra back row or hold it to out the extra one. So this is also your out to a Rise Heart. It outs that too really well. And the thing is it's 2,900. So.
Anti-spell also.
Oh yeah,
Eccentric doesn't out anti-spell.
Yeah, and that's why we also didn't do Archfiend Eccentric, was because of that. Because Archfiend Eccentric can't out anti-spell while this can. This was the reason why we chose to play this card.
Also a level 8.
Yep, and it's a level 8, making it also easier to make Baron. That's crazy. I didn't even. That's 2 skill drain. Look, no one's gonna side deck outs to you, to your back row. So you just kind of you just chill there with skill drain. You flip that, and then you call it a day. I only resolved it once, and I resolved it in game 3 in the last round. So I went my full combo board. I ripped 2 cards out of their hand, all that stuff. I set skill drain. He goes Dark Ruler no more, and I contemplated flipping skill drain because if he outed the skill drain, then my whole board's live. But I chose not to, and so he went normal blue, no effect, or swap frog, no effect, and then he was special blue effect. I flipped skill drain, and that was the game. So yeah, he couldn't out all that. My extra deck, pretty standard. I play 2 of this. I guess it's not standard, huh?
No, most people play 2. Oh, the extra deck's not standard.
Yeah, our extra deck's not standard. Yeah. Genius. We play Lambda for our combo because we search the Gamma. And so because we searched the Gamma, we can just use Lambda and use the Gamma on opponent's turn. So I forgot my Boral Savage Dragon at home this morning, or last night. And so I had to go through my binder, and I was like, you know what? Also be good enough. And this card was good enough because I had a game where I got Ibleed against, what's its face? Kashtira. I got Ibleed. But he ripped this out of my extra deck. But luckily, because I played this, I had another generic link to make to out the Ibli lock, and I just Wakashi'd him and just popped off, and then Kurikara. It was crazy. So yeah, it was great. Also brought back a Fenrir, and then I searched my Fenrir, and then I pendulum summoned my Fenrir. That was great too. Synchros, I played Baron, Dissipator, because this is for our combo with the Omega, where we Omega loop 2 cards out of their hand, and then we use the Bestial to bring this back, and then we loop another card. Then we trigger the Lambda off that. So yeah, and then I do Standard Excel, and then we play Saratobi, and we play this guy. This guy's broken against Purely, because the fact that they try to push, we hand trap them, and then when they try to use a spell card at the end, we refresh our hand. This card came up a lot all day. Another thing that this card also did too, Saratobi. I would Reborn. I played against the Stun deck with Fossil Dynas, and I was able to get this out, pop a back row. They killed it, and I was able to Reborn it back with the Link 1, and I was able to just start popping stuff again. So I kept him out of the game. So this card's like really important against the rogue decks. It's also, your card was always, like I said, really good. This package was really good. I was really skeptic about it, but the fact that it lets you make format Zeus is crazy, and it searches the Regulus, crazy. Comes up a lot. Baguska, of course, because if you get D-shifted or anything, you make this card. And then 1 Zeus. This card could have been, so the Asa. This could have been the second Zeus or the Boral Savage, but yeah, I went with Asa, like I said, for the variety in plays. But yeah, that's the deck profile.
Nice. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations on your 4th place finish. And what's the next event we're going to see you at?
LA Regionals.
Nice. All right.
Regionals.
So we'll see you June 3rd weekend. And thank you so much. This is Tristan Bridges and Slumpy signing out.